Iron Quan is the 10th encounter in the Throne of Thunder. Iron Quan is going to be a 4-part fight. You will tussle with Mr. Quan on each of his 3 mounts, then by himself. Throughout the fight, Quan will use Impale, which causes the target to bleed every 2 seconds. This is the tank switch ability, so switch on about 2 stacks. So in the first phase, the boss will jump onto his mount Rorschach, the Molten Flare. During this time, the boss will use Molten Overload. This is used when the boss reaches maximum Molten Energy, gaining 50% increased damage, and starts using Molten Inferno until he is out of energy. This will do raid-wide damage. You're going to want to prevent the boss from ever using this because it's just going to wipe the raid. Molten Inferno will lower the boss's energy pool by 10, and it is regularly casted, doing some fire damage to the raid. Ignite Spear, Burning Cinders, causes a spear to be chucked at a random raider. This will cause lines of fire to move from the spear in different directions. Getting hit by this will apply a dot that ticks every second, so don't stand in it. Unleash Flame will be used on the biggest group of people stacked together. It will deal a good amount of damage split amongst the people in a 10-yard radius. This will cost 30 energy to use, and this will apply a debuff called Scorch, which increases fire damage taken by 20% for 30 seconds. There needs to be at least 3 people on a 10-man and 5 and 25-man for the boss to use this ability. So split your raid up into 3 groups on 10-man and then 5 groups on 25-man. Have the first group stack together while the rest spread out. After about 2 or 3 casts of Unleash Flame, have group 1 spread and then group 2 stack. And keep doing this to burst through this phase. The next phase is Quetzal, the Stormcaller. We'll just call him the Stormcaller. Strike Spear Stormcloud is the same as the Ignite Spear from the previous phase, except getting hit will apply a debuff that when reaching 3 stacks will cause the player to be stunned for 20 seconds. So again, don't stand in it. Arcing Lightning is used on a raider and applies a debuff. You'll see a cloud appear over the affected player, stunning them for 30 seconds and absorbing all healing. At this time, damage will be done to nearby allies. This ability can be interrupted by having someone click on the cloud. Windstorm has the boss fly into the air and yanks everyone to the center. A bunch of tornadoes will start moving around everyone's location, picking up anyone who comes in contact with them. The player will also be taking damage. While in the middle of the windstorm, players will do 80% reduced damage and healing, and they will be taking constant damage. This will all last for about 20 seconds. Even though 20 seconds seems quick, it's a lot of potential damage being missed out on. So try and run out of the windstorm quickly. Once the ordeal is over, some of the tornadoes will persist and continue to move about. Just don't get hit by them. Because of the complexity of the encounter, the guide will actually have to be split into 2 parts to keep it under the 5-minute benchmark.